Hey everyone, it's Evan here from the Trade Risk on Monday, October 10th with an intraday video looking at some trade ideas on the long side. It's going to be a shorter video. We're going to go through some names that we're watching, some names that we're trading, but we're starting off the week with a nice bullish gap higher. There's a lot of names working, a lot of sectors in motion here, so I want to bring these to your attention. We'll look at the S&P 500 real quick. You notice we are above this 216 level, 216 and a quarter. This is effectively 5-day highs, but this is where we struggled all last week to break above. So this is what we want to see. Can we close above here? Notice we already do have a little bit of a fade off of today's highs, but the day is still young. So we want to see, can the bulls get us above 216, get a kind of day one breakout here, and then ultimately 217 is the hurdle to get above, would be our kind of second target, later this week. So first things first, let's see if we can get a strong close, keep this momentum pent up. And if we do, then we could have a lot of these names we're about to discuss start to really get in motion to the upside. Also, if we look at the NASDAQ 100, the Qs, you can see we're breaking out to all-time highs today, very constructive in the Qs. So with that said, let's get into some of these trade ideas here. We're going to start with technology. Google up almost 2% right now. You can see if you zoom out, this has been in a sideways range since August. So this is about 2 months that it's been building up some energy between 790 and 815. We got a potential close at all-time highs. This is a name that we're involved in. We've been involved in this. If you zoom out, you can see it's been in an even longer base for multiple years at this point. So Google looking strong, looks like a potential runner into its earnings release, especially if we see this strong close here. So I like it. We're involved in it, and we're going to look for more out of it. Facebook also kind of getting a day one breakout. We've talked about this one in our videos. It's back above 130. Very quickly could be back to these previous highs here set in early September. I like the tight pattern over the past month or so, and I like the day one resolve today, so keep an eye on that one. Also, Apple, this is one that we've been discussing, also getting a nice breakout, took out its September 16th highs already, so this one very much in motion here, up over 2% on the day so far. If we go to some biotech names, these are some that are a little more actionable, getting to the top end of their ranges. Blue, BLUE, you can see had a nice run in September, went sideways for a few weeks in this kind of nice looking continuation pattern, and it's back to previous highs here. You're going to see if this can get some continuation. This would be a nice candidate for a breakout either later this week, or if you want to start to get involved in it now, depending on what your strategy is. PRTA, another one in the similar situation, biotech name that had a nice run up through September, went sideways for a couple of weeks, back to resistance. Want to watch that one as well. Finally, in the same space, AGIO, a little more actionable today. You can see it's actually lifting above resistance. Same deal, above or had a nice run up through September, went sideways for a couple of weeks, and now it's starting to lift back out again. Similar space, PETS, you can see this one, wider base that it's been developing in since August 1st. So you get nice 2 months of sideways energy built up here, and you can see it trying to make a move above recent highs. I like the setup here as well. Finally, in a different space, you want to look at energy name SXC. This is a coal play. Had a nice run through September, went sideways here. A little more aggressive, a little more volatile name, but something that's got some momentum behind it. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. And then finally, MTOR, you can see an auto parts name, cyclical sector, also making a nice break to all-time, or not all-time highs, but to recent highs today after a very tight sideways multi-month base. So hope these setups find you well. Again, we're going to be looking at a lot of these. It's going to just come down to the close. We want to see the S&P 500 close strong. We want to see breadth continue to be supported to the end of the day. Don't want to see a big fade. That would get us a little more hesitant to jump into some of these breakout plays. But if you like these names, check out more on how we trade. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.